Okay guys, welcome to this new video where I'm gonna be showing you how you can achieve this result and how you can turn a text into a patch to apply to your mockups. All this tutorial can be applied to logos and different shapes of your liking, but I'm gonna be doing this on a text so you can guys see how it's gonna be the process. Let's get into Photoshop. Okay, so let's get started by creating a new file as I always do. Let's create a 4000 by 4072 pixels per inch document, and once it's created, let's also open Illustrator where we're gonna be working and editing the text, because that's how I usually do it, because for me it's just easier to work some things like the text on Illustrator. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's select the text font and let's put our text, which is gonna be play, and then I'm gonna be doing a double tag, which is gonna be manifest. So let me just put manifest, and for the reference I was trying to do something like this same mockup that I made. Let me show you real quick. So for reference, this is the kind of style that we're gonna be doing, and the main thing that we're gonna be doing is the text on the back side, but we're gonna be also adding another one in here. Okay, so in this case what I'm gonna be doing is picking the text from Illustrator and I will be pasting it into Photoshop as pixels. And now once we just have it over here, let's do Command and T and let's go into this option over here. Now let's go into this warp and let's select arc so we can achieve this kind of effect. And now let's copy the other word, let's paste it, and let's do the same steps. Let's do Command and T, let's go to here, now there, and let's do arc as well. This is gonna be the final layout that we're gonna be using for the text. And now let's get started applying the effect, which is gonna be first selecting the play word. Let's go into the layer, let's open the actions tool, because everything that I'm gonna be doing in this video is gonna be using my action tools that, if you don't know, I just dropped this new clothing action pack that you can find a lot of different actions like rhinestones, rhinestone outlines, pearls. You can also find different type of rhinestone shapes, so make sure to check it out if you're interested in getting this kind of results. So now let's get selected the distressing effect and let's just play. And now we're going to be having single layer of the distressing effect, where I'm going to be adding a bevel and emboss and a drop shadow. So the text that we're going to be doing is going to be for this hoodie that you guys watching on screen. So what I'm going to be doing is copying the base layer of the whole mockup, so that I can apply it to the base font and use the same material for the texture. So let's just make it bigger like this, just a little bit more, and even a bit more like that. Perfect. And I'm just thinking on doing a more bigger distressed effect, so let's do the same steps. Let's go into the blade text layer, let's go into the actions and let's select the big distressing action. So once we got our texture, add as a clipping mask into the text. You can add the clipping mask by selecting option in your keyboard, and other way to do it is just doing right click on your mouse and create clipping mask. Now let's go into the distressing layer that we created and let's select a gray color, but we're gonna be making it a bit darker like this. And I'm just gonna be editing a bit the drop shadow layer, and I'm just gonna be adding more size like this. Perfect, that's looking pretty nice already. And the thing that we're gonna be doing now is selecting the blade whole shape of the text by doing Command and selecting the preview layer. Now let's go into select, modify, expand, and let's expand it like 14 pixels, something like that. It's gonna be looking pretty nice, maybe a little bit more. Let's do expand and let's add maybe 20 pixels more. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Now let's do a new layer, let's paint as a black. Let me just leave it like that, but the thing that we're gonna be doing on this layer is gonna be this underneath kind of embroidery patch. So the text, like the distressing hold effect, is gonna be adding into the garment as a patch and not as an embroidery text, if that makes sense. So that's the thing that we're gonna be doing with this outline that we just created. But let's get focused right now on the manifest text and let's do the same steps. Let's copy the base cotton texture layer, let's paste it above our manifest text, and let's do a clipping mask like that. Now we're gonna do the same step, which is gonna be selecting the manifest layer. Let's go into the actions and let's add a distressing layer. It's gonna be adding as a clipping mask, so we're just gonna be placing it out of the layers. And now let's actually copy the layer style that we use for the blind text, and now let's just paste it into the manifest one. Just think it's looking quite big, so we're we're gonna be doing a custom look of our action. So let me show you real quick how you can use the brushes that are coming with the actions pack that you can find by downloading them. You're gonna be finding all these brushes in here that you can use for getting and creating your own action. So we're gonna select the manifest text, like comment and selecting the preview layer. Let's do select, modify and expand, just 3 pixels, not quite big, like that is perfect. Now let's go into this object right here, and now the most important part, that is going to be selecting our brush. That should be the distressing brush. Now let's do the size a little bit smaller, something like that, and now let's create a new layer where this effect is going to be going. Now let's select this icon, but we're going to be making sure it's selected a black color so we can preview the effect, and let's just click it, and yeah, that's pretty cool. It matches the text above, so let's just do right click by selecting the pen tool and delete path, and we're gonna just having our distressing effect but custom look. And that's how you can use the brushes that are coming with this pack. Now let's do the same steps by doing this outline black type of underneath layer that we just need to create by selecting the manifest text. Now let's do select, modify, expand. Let's do like 20. Nah, let's do even more, modify, expand. Let's do 20 more. Yeah, that's perfect. And now let's create that black layer. Okay, so now the thing that we're missing is copying the layer style of this distressing blade text layer, and let's paste it into the manifest one. So that's quite nice already. Let me select the same layer that we're using for the textures so I can preview how it's going to be looking like this text on the real piece. Let me actually put that one over there. Should be pretty nice. Now let's create and let's actually match the underneath black layer into the garment. Let's actually combine both so we can work efficiently. Let's just use the same texture, I would say, and let me just warp this part a little bit. So yeah, that's nice. Now what I always use for creating an embroidery effect is going to the bevel emboss and adding, you can actually copy the same values, and that's pretty nice. Let's also add the drop shadow, that's cool, nice as well. Let's add a bit more of size, and let me try out some things. Yeah, perfect. And let's do Command and L into the cotton layer so we can touch a bit the levels of the layer and create a more shadow and more dark color. Yeah, that should be pretty nice. That's cool. And something that can also be added is creating a new layer, and by selecting, for example, the distressing brush as well, we can select a gray color, a dark one, so we can actually preview it and people can already check it out. It's creating this kind of type of distressing small areas. I always just do random painting like this, so yeah, like that's perfect. Let's also add some in here. Let me just do some more and I will be back in here. Okay, as a final touch, we can add also an extra drop shadow layer, so it's gonna be having more depth. And let's actually just go up on the distance and the size, something like that maybe. Let's copy the layer style and let's paste it into the manifest text as well. And yeah, that's too much maybe. Let's just turn down the distance and the size a little bit. I'm not quite fan of that one. Maybe I would just, okay, it's that one. Okay, my bad. So let me actually go back, and that's gonna be the final look of the text that we created. Let me actually copy the text and put it on top of the whole effect so you can guys see the before and the after. So this is gonna be the before and this is the after. We just done that in quite of steps. You can go further and you can apply different lookings, textures and different styles as well, but this is gonna be a quite quick and intro tutorial on how to use these new actions that I just released. Okay guys, and as a last step, what we're gonna be doing is adding some rhinestones so we can just add more streetwear vibe to that text and distressing patch that we created. Let's use as a reference the layer that is underneath the whole thing, that black one, and let's do Command and select the preview layer. Let's go into select, modify and expand, and we can do maybe 10 pixels. Yeah, let's do a little bit more, expand, and let's do 15 pixels more, and in that line is where the rhinestones are gonna be going. So let's do the same steps. I'm gonna be actually creating the layer already on top. Now let's select this icon over here. Let's go into the brushes and let's select the rhinestones that we want to add to this whole patch, which is gonna be these rhinestones, and the size, something like this, is gonna be nice. So let me select the white color and let's just select this icon. Let's do P so we can select the pen tool, and let's do delete path, and that's how you can add rhinestones to your text. Super easy to do, and that's gonna be the whole tutorial on how to use the new clothing actions packs that I just dropped and how you can create this type of effects onto your text, logos or shapes. This was the before without any effect or any action, and this is the after and the final result. We can also add some shine type of details that is on the rhinestones brushes pack like that. Let's create a new layer, and with white color we can just add some shines like that. So that's how you can guys do it. Let me know in the comments what do you think of this tutorial and this kind of content, and I'm gonna be also giving you guys a discount that you guys gonna be watching on screen. And that's gonna be everything for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.